everyone, and welcome to Actors Theater of Indiana's 2020-21 season announcement. I'm Don Farrell.
I'm Judy Fitzgerald.
And I'm Cynthia Collins, and we are the three co-founders of
Actors Theater of Indiana. Now, we'd like to take a moment real quick and thank our sponsors of our past 15th season.
Our season sponsor, United Fidelity Bank. Our encore sponsor, Pedcore Companies. And our spirit sponsor, Sun King Brewery.
And let's not forget the City of Carmel, the Indiana Arts Commission, the Crystal DeHaan Family Foundation, the Allen Whitehill Clues Charitable Foundation, the Jeff Zanaker Memorial Foundation, Two Men in a Truck, Medium Cool Pictures, DC Tux, Veracity, Covey, Perfect Touch Cleaners, Donatello's Restaurant, Matt the Millers, Meridian Music, and M Connect Group. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
Now, this is a very special time for us to celebrate our 15th anniversary of the theater company while also announcing our exciting titles for next year's season. Now, normally, we would host a wonderful party in our home at the Studio Theater at the Center for the Performing Arts, but for obvious reasons, we are coming to you remotely tonight, to you from here in our ATI office. Now, as you are all aware, things are very fluid right now, and things are changing on a week-to-week basis. And this is our best goal for our exciting 16th season. So, without any further ado, let's get started.
Well, hey everybody. Our first show up of the season is that musical, Always, Patsy Cline. This is the story of a friendship between two women, Louise Sager, played by me, and Miss Patsy Cline, played by Miss Judy Fitzgerald. The show is intertwined with all of Patsy's greatest hits. Now, the first time Louise Sager heard Patsy Cline sing, it wasn't at the Grand Ole Opry, no sir. It was in her kitchen. That's right. Louise was in her kitchen, and Miss Patsy Cline was in her living room, singing on the Arthur Godfrey Show. Louise said she had never heard a voice that impressed her so we're going to give you a little tidbit of that voice. My pal, Miss Judy Fitzgerald, is going to sing one of Patsy's greatest hits, Lovesick Blues. But hold on one second. We can't have Patsy singing without her vintage 50s microphone. Take it away!
Well, good evening, everybody. Hit it, house! I got a feeling 'cause I'm blue. Oh, Lord, since my daddy said goodbye. I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I did was sit and cry. Oh, Lord, that last long day, he said goodbye. Oh, Lord, I thought I would die. He'll do you, he'll do me. He's got the kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear him when he calls me sweet baby. What a beautiful dream. I hate to think it's over. I lost my love, it seems. I've grown so used to that love of mine. And I'm nobody's sugar baby now, 'cause I'm lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Thank y'all.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Lombardi! This Tony-nominated Broadway play follows Coach Vince Lombardi of the Green Bay Packers through a week in the 1965 NFL season as he attempts to lead his team to the championship. Now, although football's Super Bowl trophy is named for him, few know the real story of Lombardi the man. His passions, his inspirations, and the ability to drive people to achieve what they never thought possible. Sport produces great human drama, and there is no greater sport icon to bring to theatrical life than Hall of Fame coach Vince Lombardi. Winning isn't everything, but the will to win is everything. Go Packers!
It's so good to be with you tonight. As I think back about Actors Theater of Indiana and how important it has been to our economic development and the cultural life here in Carmel over the last decade and a half, I can't help but remember the first time I met Cindy and Don and Judy. You know, of course, Judy is from the Indianapolis area, but Don's from Atlanta, and Cindy originally is from the East Coast. But they were all friends, and they came here to talk to me about their desire to start a theater in central Indiana. And of course, we were engaged in the early planning for the arts complex, the Palladium and the Tarkington and the Studio Theater. And so the timing was perfect. And it was such an exciting time because we were able to make plans and recruit Actors Theater of Indiana here to Carmel in our arts complex in the middle of our new downtown. That at that point, very little had been built. Most of it was still on paper and architect renderings. So it was been so much fun to see it come to life. I also think about the first show that Actors Theater of Indiana presented in Carmel, and of course that was Chicago. It was a great production. I believe that was in April of 2011, shortly after we had opened the Palladium in January of 2011. You know, the arts, Indianapolis has done such a good job of building their economic development around professional sports and amateur sports organizations, such as the Rowing Association and College Athletic Association and so on, that I thought, here's an opportunity without competing with Indianapolis. We can enhance what is going on in central Indiana by really building our city's economic development around the arts. Indianapolis did not have a true concert hall. They had some great theaters, but not a true concert hall. Built smaller theaters in our complex. And today, economic development is done so differently than it was done years ago when a city would attract a company, they give them some incentives, they come to town, then they'd hire workers. The workers then would come to that town because they needed the job. With almost 90 million boomers projected to retire in the next 10 years, there's going to be a shortage of workers. The companies now are going to have to go where the workers are. And how many young people do we all know that say, well, I want to live in this town or that town? They move there without having a position, without having a job. And then they find the job when they get there. So we have to work together with the private sector as government to build the sort of environment that the best and brightest workers want to go to. We know that we lose the day that the people from the best universities across the globe don't want to move to and raise their families in Carmel, Indiana, and central Indiana. And so the arts are a huge part, as well as good city design and good schools and a good library system, a wonderful bike trail and park system. But the arts are one of the strongest foundations of what we're doing to try to make Carmel, Indiana, continue to be a great place to live. And the Actors Theater of Indiana is a big part of that. You know, as I look forward, we're now planning the Carmel Film and Music Festival. We're looking at how we expand our art offerings, and every once in a while I say, I'd love to see more theaters come to Carmel. Somebody says, well, we wouldn't want to compete against our current theaters. And I said, well, wait a minute. Broadway didn't succeed because they built one theater or two theaters. They built 50 some theaters. And we want to continue to do things that encourage the arts to thrive and flourish in Carmel. And that will be good for all of our arts organizations. The future is bright for our city. We're going to get through COVID-19. A vaccine will be available, hopefully sometime soon. We'll get back to normal, having filled performances in our theaters and concert hall. Carmel is going to come out of this strong because we went into it strong, because we have a good underlying economy. And so much of that economy is based on successful arts organizations such as the Actors Theater of Indiana. So as we get ready to celebrate this 15th year anniversary, the future is bright, and I can't wait to see it. It's good to be with all of you.
We blast into 2021 with the musical comedy The Big Bang. In the living room of an elegant Park Avenue apartment in New York City, Jed and Boyd, along with their pal Albert on piano, stage a backers audition for a simple $83.5 million, 12-hour-long musical depicting the world from creation to the present. In the process, the Park Avenue apartment is trashed as the two borrow its furnishings to create makeshift costumes while clowning their way through the past. This is one history lesson you will never forget. Take it away, Don.
Long before the Greeks and Holy Romans, long before there was a living soul, long before dress sails down in Lomans, all there was this big black hole. The chorus enters in period dress, each depicting a familiar face in history. Lincoln, Plato, Jesus, Hitler, Cher. Long before Russian was a dressing, long before Caruso ever sang, long before Gesundheit was a blessing, the whole thing started with one big bang.
Hi, my name is Jeff Worrell, and I hope you are enjoying the show. Now, these last 8 weeks have been made just a little bit easier, and the connection to normal hopefully seem a little closer because Don, Judy, and Cindy have been so willing to come into our living rooms every Friday night. But if you're like me, that's not what we really want. The goal and our highest priority is to light up what is now dark and fill those seats at the studio theater. Now, I'm not going to mince any words. Until that day comes, we are barely holding on, and this is a plea for help. Every year for 15 years, Actors Theater of Indiana has brought you amazing live entertainment. As a matter of fact, when the quarantine hit, they were just days away from opening night of their huge musical production, Damn Yankees. As you know, in just one day, the entire production and all of the expenses associated with costumes, sets, and actors were gone without the luxury of selling any tickets to offset the loss. Yes, the studio theater is dark for now, but with your help, the sounds of Patsy Cline and the story of Vince Lombardi are just around the corner, and I can't wait. But until then, can you help? Now, this is the hard part. Families are struggling, I know. Our food pantries are being stressed, and we just don't know how many of our performing arts organizations will survive. So, can we just take this one small step at a time? Would you commemorate this 15th anniversary year with a $150 monthly pledge, just to help keep ATI alive? Now, maybe some of you are surprised or wondering, why didn't he ask for $1,500? Well, for you, here it goes. Could you somehow make your contribution include another zero? See, there it is, I asked. But regardless of the amount, the point is we are grateful for anything. So to contribute a donation recognizing ATI's 15th season, all you have to do is text anniversary 15 to 44321. That's anniversary 15 to 44321. or use the Actors Theater of Indiana GoFundMe site. And you can find that link on their ATI Facebook page and other social media outlets. This simple plea for monetary help is just to help the entire ATI family hang on. That's right, just hang on. So anything you can send, anyone you can tell, anything you can do to help us keep live entertainment alive will be returned with sincere gratitude until better days are here again. And we all know better days are just around the corner. Thank goodness for these Friday night Facebook Live events. And I do want to take a moment to thank the guest artists who have helped make them possible. Carmel Symphony Orchestra, Jana Himes and Janelle Adamak. Songbook Foundation, Chris and Kelly Lewis, thank you guys. Civic Theater, Brent Marty. The Gregory Hancock Dance Theater, Gregory Hancock. Indiana Wind Symphony, Dr. Charles Conrad. And Central Indiana Dance Ensemble, Suzanne DeLay. Thank you to all. Please be well, and thank you for any way that you might be able to help us. Now, back to the show.
We close out our season with the classic musical, Damn Yankees. We were supposed to do Damn Yankees this season, but obviously we had to cancel it. So we shifted it to next season, and we are so excited we will get to do this wonderful musical. Middle-aged baseball fanatic Joe Boyd trades his soul to the devil, also known as Mr. Applegate, for a chance to lead his favorite team to victory in the pennant race against the New York Yankees.
As a young baseball sensation, Joe Hardy transforms the hapless Washington Senators into a winning team, only to realize the true worth of the life he's left behind.
This wicked musical comedy is light, fast-paced, and devilishly clever. A home run hit.
Take it away, Applegate.
Whenever I'm from time to time depressed, and a trauma wells and swells within my breast, I find some pride deep inside of me as I fondly walk the lane of memory. I see Bonaparte, a mean one, if ever I've seen one, and Nero fiddling through that lovely blaze, Antoinette, dainty queen, with her quaint guillotine. Those were the good old days. I see Indians dragging an empty covered wagon, when scalping the settlers was the latest craze, and that glorious morn Jack the Ripper was born. Those were the good old days.
Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. No use to fight. Don't you know you can't win? You're no exception to the rule. I'm irresistible, you fool. Give in. Give in. Give in.
You gotta have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. You've gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cart. First you gotta have heart. You gotta have heart. You gotta have heart.
Ah.
So, that's our exciting 2021 lineup. Easy for me to say.
And as we mentioned earlier, these times are extremely fluid and things are changing on a week-to-week basis, but this is our goal for our big season of our 2020-21 16th season. And we open with...
Always Patsy Cline!
Then we go into Lombardi.
Then the Big Bang.
And then we close our season out with...
Damn Yankees!
You tuning in tonight to our program shows us that you care about Actors Theater of Indiana and support live professional theater. Thank you so much for helping us during these very, very challenging and difficult times.
Yes,
thank you for your support.
Thank you so much. And we want to give a very special thank you to our friend Jeff Worrell. Thank you, Jeff, for doing what you did for us tonight. And thank you to James Brainerd, the Honorable Mayor James Brainerd. Thank you, Mayor Brainerd, for wanting to be a part of this as well this evening. And last, but certainly not least, our very good friend, 6 feet away, social distancing on the piano in the corner, Mr. Brett Marty!
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you all so much.
Thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you also on Friday night as we continue from our homes to yours. Be sure to check us out on our ATI Facebook page and take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
See you soon.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Bye.